Look at these pretty flowers. They're kind of cool. Hey guys, Zelda Dramatic Rifleman. So, I got a call the other day from a family member, and they were asking me about Afghanistan because of my deployment in 2017 to 2018. Um, okay, first of all, just because I deployed on one deployment, that doesn't make me anything close to a subject matter expert. I'm not a person that is, you know, educated in foreign affairs. There's a lot of particulars in that world. The way that that small decisions interact with other small decisions and everything else. There's so much going on there. That's a huge, 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 huge topic. Everything from our intervention, how much intervention should we have? How much should we have ever had? How much intervention should have the conventional military ever had in Afghanistan? Should we have? There's so much going on there. I'll talk briefly about my thoughts, and these are just my thoughts on the topic. Um, it's heartbreaking to me personally, because I mean I really loved Afghanistan. It's a beautiful country, really. If you've only experienced the the cities of Afghanistan, you may have mixed opinions. I don't know, but from my experiences outside of the cities and in more rural Afghanistan, it was a wonderful place with wonderful people, wonderful food. I mean, I have nothing but good to say about that country. Um, we have brothers in the Father there. You don't have to you don't have to agree with all of them. You don't have to agree with how they believe, but that's not your stake in the world to say what and how others believe. So we have brothers in the Father there. We have our brothers through Ishmael, the other lineage of Abraham. The and I hope that they are able to find full enlightenment and love through the Father, and I hope that peace comes to that country, whether it's under a Taliban control or Afghan control that the U.S. is attempting to prop up for 20 years. Um, do I have faith that the Taliban will do good? Yeah, I do. Um, Not in the sense that I think they're going to do good things, in from our perception, but I think every single force in the world, even if it's perceived as a force of evil, um, I think that the net effect it has on the world, even when it's negative, is actually positive. That might not make sense to people of logic mind, but if you're a person of faith and you are in your scriptures, excuse me, if you're a person of faith and you're in your scriptures, there's a lot in there about respecting the lowercase Elohims of the world. And what that means is the sovereigns, the kings, the leaders, the governments of the world, respecting them, because even if you disagree with them gravely, you don't understand the bigger picture that they're playing. They, as individuals, may very well have negative. My glasses are super crooked here. Only the best. Only the best on this channel. Perfect glasses. You know. Anyway, but the scripture says to respect these people because there's no force on earth that isn't appointed by the Father. So when you question and kick against these things without the concept in your mind that you don't understand the bigger picture of what's going on, it can be dangerous. And that's not to say not to resist tyranny. That's not to say not to that the Afghans shouldn't resist the Taliban. That's not saying anything like that. But it's saying you need to understand that there's a bigger picture that's being interacted on the world from the Father's perspective. And it's not our point. It's not our place in the world to question it. It's not our place in the world to do anything other than to do our best to interact with it through the love and compassion of the Torah, if you were of faith. So, I mean, there's not much more to say other than that, honestly. It breaks my heart because those people are amazing people, and I hope I hope the Taliban. I mean, personally, I hope they get fucking defeated. I hope they get put in graves, but that's besides the point. That's just my personal opinion, but that's worth about what you paid for it. So it's a complicated subject. So there's a lot to it. Some random infantry dude that deployed to Afghanistan isn't going to have all the answers. He might have personal opinions on the matter, but I hope that President Biden. It's August 2021. I hope President Biden. I hope he has a good cabinet. I hope he's being supported. I hope he's making decisions that will have good effects on America, even if there's growing pains right now. I hope that he's able to guide this country in a direction that is positive. But again, just like everything else in the world, there's a larger thing going on than just our personal opinions of any individual leader. So, and regardless of whether or not you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Libertarian, whatever, whoever gets elected to the President of the United States, we should wish best for and we should pray for. I keep him in my prayers just like I would anyone else, because I want to see this country succeed, because I feel like this country allows us to be practitioners of the faith in a way that many countries don't, and it's a luxury some people don't have. People are going to die in Afghanistan today for lack of luxury that we have today, that we take for granted every day. So perspective, keep that for sure. Stay positive out there, guys. We are blessed beyond belief. If you watch any Gary Vaynerchuk stuff, Gary V on YouTube, he talks about how there's a 1 in 400 trillion chance of even being a human in the first place. So if you can keep in perspective how absolutely blessed you are, especially if you're born in this, if you have the opportunity to be born in this country or another first world country, man, guys, it's a big deal. The amount of privilege that comes with being a human that is born in a country like this or any other first world country is amazing. If you happen to be, more privileged than that, even more so, being white or being male or anything like that, and if you don't subscribe to that, I really don't care. If you're black and you want to subscribe to white privilege and use that as your excuse of why you won't succeed, that's a problem, and you really need to sit down with yourself and recognize that. But at the same time, if you're not going to sit there and have compassion for other people and the struggles that they have to go through, and then recognize that and embrace it and support the individuals that are interested in not focusing on the things that are harder for them, I think it's right to have empathy and compassion for the things you're blessed with, and you should recognize those things. I'm not saying that it's an excuse. I'm just saying that it's an actuality. Anyway, moving on. So, lost track. Doesn't really matter. Basically, Afghanistan is a beautiful place. There's beautiful people there. They're brothers of us, even if you don't recognize that. They are of Abrahamic lineage, and they are of belief of the Father. They just believe slightly differently. If you call him God and I call him Yahweh, just because they call him Allah, and because they do things that are different than the way that we believe, there's probably a reason for that you're not considering, or maybe you are considering it. But yeah, so beautiful place, beautiful people, brothers of the Father. I hope that country is able to pull through in a way that's positive, but I trust in the Father's plan that we are going to figure this thing, that this thing is going to get itself figured out. But I mean, it says it's not going to be pretty towards the end days. I don't think it's necessarily the end days yet, but it could be. And if it is, it is. Maintain your faith, maintain your remnants. But and that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully this hasn't been depressing for you guys. I personally am feeling extremely empowered, extremely blessed. If anyone out there has any idea how we can support the people in Afghanistan from where we are, I mean, let me know, please, for sure, because that would mean the world to me. I'd like a PKM or a 240 or 249. That'd be pretty sick. Kind of upset that I have to fill out all this information to get a damn suppressor or short-barreled rifle, or get into an SOT to have a proper belt-fed weapon system like you should have anyway. But we just left them Apaches and freaking Blackhawks and MRAPs. whatever. With that being said, just stay positive out there, guys. Focus on what you can focus on what you can actually touch, what you can actually manage, what you can actually control, and start working that positively. Start focusing on your relationships. Start focusing on your faith. Start focusing on your marksmanship. Start focusing on your preparedness. Start focusing on your work ethic. Start focusing on your self-awareness. Start focusing on these things that you can touch, manage, and control. Start manipulating yourself to be the person that you really want to be. Start saying, who do I want to be at 90 years old? And then start working backwards and figuring out what you guys need to do in your life so that you can be content. So that when you see this stuff on the news, you can look at it for what it is and realize how incredibly blessed we are to be in this country and to work in the system that we do. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. This has been Doug the Medic Rifleman, because everywhere deserves good and capable riflemen, especially Afghanistan at this moment. Hopefully they're able to find some of those and start working their problem. But anyway, you guys have a blessed day.